Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm glad you're watching this. So, this is still in the series of narcissistic abuse and why it's necessary that I share this video with you is so that you can escape the endless cycles that narcissists will have you on, having you in anxiety, depression, wondering who you are, whether you have any purpose, the devaluing they put you through, the way they want you to be a doormat for them, and that cannot continue. It has to come to an end. Now, in my experience, I've dealt with different sets of narcissists, and here's what happens. The victim, you can be a victim of your family. You don't know, you didn't choose it, but you were born there, and you don't really come to the realization of you're undergoing abuse until you observe patterns and you see this is not going to continue. For significant others, whether it's a spouse, a partner, what happens is they observe you, they mark you out, they observe your nature and your character, and they know you're someone they can mold into either serving them, using and abusing any way they want, and crushing your spirit, and ensuring you remain under their yoke. For workplaces, it's also the same. Maybe you didn't know, but you displayed some form of desperation towards getting that role, and therefore they know they can get away with anything. You're not going to resign, you're never going to leave that job, you're never going to hold them accountable. And for religious institutions, those abusive leaders are counting on the fact that you hold them with such high regard, you wouldn't step out. They've placed you under fear. They've placed themselves as a mediator between you and God, and therefore they know you're not going to get away. And so when you're living some of these abusive situations, you may be thinking, well, maybe we can have a conversation, maybe they'll be accountable. They're not going to be accountable in any way, shape, or form. I'll give you an example. So one time I had this lady who we were very close. And so the relationship was close, but what I started noticing a pattern. Every few weeks, she would begin to give me the silent treatment. And then being that I don't want any conflict and I want us to get along, I would ask her, hey, what's going on? I'm so sorry. If I've wronged you in any way, I apologize. And then, the relationship is restored. But after some time of noticing that pattern, I asked myself, what am I apologizing for? What am I being sorry for? Someone is acting wrong, displaying silent treatment and expecting me to grovel back to them. They're using silent treatment as a form of punishment. In fact, what broke that for me was thinking this is like that Pavlov experiment where this person is conditioning me that I can give you silent treatment and you'll run back to me. Well, I stopped. And you can imagine the outcome. It got worse. This person started spreading lies about me, false narratives, started insulting me, started insulting my child, started speaking ill of us. This is someone we had helped out. This is someone we were there for. This is someone we had prayed for a number of years. And this was the response to my action and my behavior and my response that I'm no longer going to be your doormat. If you want to have a cordial relationship with me, it's going to have to be with mutual respect. So that retaliation showed me, wow. Yeah, I mean, you could really go out of your way for a person, but really they're just there to use you. And that's not why God made you. God did not make you to be used by the others and abused and to sort of downgrade your gifts so that you fit in with them, or that you silence your voice so that you get along with them. The other instance that I encountered was the expectation of you being a doormat. In this particular situation, the person was a bully, was rude, would talk to me any sort of way and say any sort of words. And in one of those instances, she spoke that way. She spoke very rudely. She spoke very badly. And then in the next instance, she's like, when are you coming to visit me? As though she had not done anything. And that's, people refer to that as gaslighting, because what they do, they say you're either taking things out of proportion, two, you're misremembering. Can you imagine? You've gotten to where you have, even education-wise. Let's talk about even education, where you've taken assessments, you've taken tests, and therefore your memory is working. But when you recount instances of abuse to your abuser, they will not take any accountability. Instead, they will say, you are over-exaggerating, you are misremembering, or they nullify it with, but what about all the times I've been there for you? So because you've ever been there for me, you are keeping track record so that your abuses would be equal to what you've ever done for me. It's really, I hope, not only I hope, I know this is for someone out there, that you're getting into this and you've actually, your eyes are opening to the pattern recognition, to recognizing these patterns are abusive. When I interact with this person, I have suicide ideation, I get depressed, I get anxiety, I'm walking on eggshells, I can never read their mood, and then they have placed their emotional stability on you. You cannot carry anyone's emotional stability. If someone is angry, someone is sad, someone is happy, it is not for you to start sort of act as the thermometer to gauge the temperature of the emotions and then regulate it. Because they want you walking on eggshells. They want you constantly asking yourself, what could I have done wrong? What can I do better? How can I make this person feel good? God did not make you for that. And you are wasting your time. And I've had someone comment even on one of the YouTube videos and tell me it took 58 years for her to get free. So don't waste another second on that abuser. Leave. And you do not owe them the courtesy of, let's have a good ending. They will deny everything because they are liars, and they have been liars from the beginning. And so I want you to get free of that situation. If you can leave, leave. If it is attention you've been feeding them, anything you've been feeding them, cut it off. And get back to who God called you to be. He has good plans for you, and they will come to pass. So God be with you, and I will see you on the next one.